A week from tomorrow, the NBA trade deadline. A lot of big names floating around out there. None bigger than Giannis. ESPN senior NBA insider Shams Charania is locked in. He's got the latest as we join him. And one of those rare times where you're not on the phone. I appreciate you putting that down just to fill us in here. Let's start with Giannis. So is he open to a deal? I know he said the other day, look, that's not my nature to ask for a trade or anything like that. How do things stand there?
Ernie, to put it plainly, he has communicated with the Bucks. He's informed the necessary Bucks officials that he believes the time has come now for both of these sides, him and the Bucks, to move on after 13 years, after he led this team, this organization, to its first championship in 50 years in 2021. Sources tell me he is ready. He is prepared to move forward with his career elsewhere, either at the deadline or in the offseason. And what's changed here is the Bucks' approach and process. They're getting tons of aggressive offers right now in Milwaukee, and they are listening to those offers. Those offers have consisted of all-star caliber players, multiple draft picks. And Ernie, this has been the culmination of 9 months. 9 months, Giannis and his camp and Bucks general manager John Horst, they've been discussing his future. What's best for him to be there, for him to be elsewhere? The Bucks at one point were pitching him on a gap year. They knew at the age of 30, 31, he didn't want a gap year this year. So they tried to salvage something. They waived and stretched Damian Lillard. They went out and signed Miles Turner, and they tried to give this another go. But this team is now 9 games under 500. They're in the 12th seed in the Eastern Conference, and they don't have any upward mobility right now, or really in the summer, to make this team into a championship contending team. And that's what Giannis wants. He wants to try to compete for a second championship.
So what's the status on Ja Morant and Memphis? Have they mended their ways, or is he still on the trading blocks?
Shaq, the Grizzlies are wide open for business on Ja Morant. There are multiple teams there with interest. A team like Miami, right? So Miami's in the hunt for Giannis as well, and that's going to supersede anything. But potentially, if they miss out on Giannis, could Ja Morant be next up on their list? But everyone's going to wait on Giannis as the number one domino. But there are multiple teams that are interested in Ja Morant. And the one difference with him and Trae Young got traded essentially as an expiring contract. He had a player option for the offseason. Ja Morant has 2 years after this season under contract. So he has significant team control, whether the team that's trading for him has him for the long term, or even the Grizzlies if they just want to keep him past the deadline. But those conversations will be active. Ja Morant could be on the move before the deadline.
Shams, you look at the Eastern Conference, look like it's up for grabs. The West, obviously, there's a hierarchy over there. Give me a couple of sleeper teams that, like, we're going to go for it that nobody's talking about? Because you can make one move, especially in the East, maybe even in the West, and put yourself in the conversation. So what are a couple of sleeper teams?
Look what you did.
I don't know if you can see me, Chuck.
There you go. We're back.
I would look at, to me, it all starts with Giannis, right? So some of the Giannis teams, and there's teams in both conferences. I would look at Minnesota, Golden State in the West, New York, and Miami. Those are 4 of the strong suitors for Giannis right now on the market. But then beyond Giannis, could there be a team like Toronto? They want a center. Could Domantas Sabonis of the Kings be an option there? There's a level of interest there for them. And then, New York, obviously, what do they do to beef up their situation? And so I would look there as far as Domantas Sabonis, Ja Morant, Giannis, New York, Miami. There's definitely teams.
Well, it was fun while it lasted.
Tell you what, boy, ESPN, pay your bills, man. Pay your bills. I know times are tough.
It was your fault, Chuck, that big ass head.
It was great content while it lasted.
It was, and I love talking to Shams because, I love the subtle flexes he had in his thing. He had his Loyola University degree there. He had the Kobe mentality. He had the awards, and the hair.
There's a lot of thought that goes into it.
He's got the best hair in the business. He just forgot to pay his phone bill.
Hey, Shams, let's try this again, man.
They cut
Oh, wait, there
Can you guys
he
hear me?
is.
Can you
Yes,
see me?
we
I will
can.
say, I don't know how much control I have of this situation,
Pay your
but I
bills,
will
Shan.
say
Pay your bills.
ESPN's on top of it, hopefully.
Go ahead.
You know the because of what happened last year with Luka. Do you think we hear Giannis is the obvious thing? There seems to be possibly rumblings because of what happened. It could happen to anyone. We're about to watch a game with the Cleveland Cavaliers and LeBron James. What about LeBron James, as Chuck is feeling that it's impossible for him to be there next year? The move for LeBron James.
I don't think there's any real chance of that, Kenny. I think LeBron James is, in his mind, he's finishing that season, this season in LA. He's got a no trade clause. There just has not been any pathway to any type of deal. There were conversations to be had in the offseason. There's no doubt about that. And I do think it is up in the air. If LeBron James, as you and Shaq thought, if he does indeed play one more year, and there's people in LeBron's circle that do believe he's going to go one more year, if he does actually play one more season, there is definitely chatter. Where could that be? Could that be in Cleveland? Where could that be? Could that be back in LA? And so that's up for debate for sure. But right now, I think LeBron's mindset is locked in on this Lakers team. What move can the Lakers make at the deadline as well? They're going to be active to an extent. They have one first-round pick they can trade. Rob Pelinka, their president of basketball, he's going to try to make another move on the edges to try to make that team better.
You know, Shams, we're at that time of year when all-star starters are announced. The reserves are going to be coming out on Sunday. Rising stars were named this week. Celebrity game participants have also been named. Shams will play in the Celebrity Game 2026. And look at dude can fill it up.
Yeah, there's nobody guarding him.
Look at this.
Everybody makes shots. Everybody makes shots now. Somebody guard him now. Get you man down, Mark Jackson.
Nice form.
Oh, okay. Listen, man. Everybody make wide open shots. You don't play basketball by yourself.
Step you back, son. Bang, bang.
I tell you what, that shot will work over Kevin Hart too, because he's like this tall. You can just shoot jumpers over Kevin Hart, little mini-me, all day long.
I just hope I don't embarrass myself, and I'll give you a comp.
Here's embarrassing right here. This is embarrassing right here.
Oh.
Justin Timberlake over Kenny the Jet Smith.
Oh, you talking to him?
Bye.
I just hope I can do that.
You lost to a dude with highlights in
No, I
his
did
hair?
not lose. We won the 3-on-3.
No, you didn't.
That guy shot up you with it. He got highlights in his
God
hair.
bless him, Moses Malone. We won that. We won the 3-on-3.
Apparently you didn't have anything to do with it.
I was filling it up. The man hit one broken clock right twice. Thank you. He hit a shot.
Shams, thanks for your patience.
Justin, I'm
As you
coming
sit here
at
and
you.
Listen to
Justin,
these two guys go
whatever.
back and
We can
forth.
do it, mate.
All right, Dub Nation, sit down, because this is one of those conversations that feels crazy at first, then dangerous, and then suddenly you realize it might actually make too much sense. Ja Morant to the Golden State Warriors. I know, the first reaction is probably, that's impossible, or that would never happen, or even, that's too wild for the NBA. But that's exactly why this idea is so powerful, because the most game-changing moves in this league always sound insane before they become reality. Let's be real for a second. The Warriors are at a crossroads. Steph Curry is still elite, still one of the most feared players on planet Earth, still bending defenses in ways no one else can. But time is undefeated. This core has given everything. Multiple championships, legendary moments, historic runs. The question now isn't, are the Warriors good? The question is, how do they stay dangerous in the next era? And that's where Ja Morant enters the picture like pure chaos. Ja is not just another star guard. He is one of the few players in the entire NBA who can completely warp the geometry of the floor by himself. His first step is nuclear. His ability to collapse defenses is insane. He doesn't just beat his man, he forces entire teams to panic. Help defenders leave shooters, big men step up too early, rotations break down. And when that happens on a normal team, it's already deadly. Now imagine that same pressure with Steph Curry's spacing the floor. That's when things start to feel illegal. Because Steph creates gravity from 30 feet. Ja creates gravity at the rim. One pulls defenders outward, the other drags them inward. There is no defensive scheme on earth that is comfortable against that combination. You either let Ja live in the paint or you let Steph shoot open threes. And if you try to help both, you're cooked by everyone else. This is why the idea is so terrifying. Ja doesn't need to be the shooter Steph is. He doesn't need to be the off-ball magician Steph is. He just needs to be himself, a human highlight reel who lives in attack mode. Steve Kerr's system has always worked best when there is movement, speed, decision-making, and players who punish hesitation. Ja Morant punishes hesitation more than almost anyone in the league. And from a Warriors perspective, this isn't just about talent. It's about identity. For years, Golden State has been built around rhythm, shooting, and flow. But lately, what's been missing is that unstoppable downhill force. The guy who can get you a bucket when everything stalls. The guy who can silence a crowd with pure athletic dominance. The guy who can change momentum in 2 possessions. Ja is that guy. He gives you the athletic dimension the Warriors haven't had since maybe prime KD driving lanes. And even then, Ja's explosiveness is different. It's violent, it's emotional, it's demoralizing for defenses. And let's talk about the future, because this is the real part nobody wants to say out loud. Steph is still the face, still the king, still the engine, but eventually the franchise needs a bridge to the next era, someone who can carry the offense, the highlights, the culture, the relevance. Ja Morant is one of the few players in the entire league who feels like a true face of the NBA type player. He sells jerseys, he dominates social media, he creates moments that live forever. From a business standpoint, from a basketball standpoint, from a legacy standpoint, Ja to the Golden State Warriors is not just a trade idea, it's a dynasty reset button. Of course, it wouldn't be simple. The cost would be massive. Picks, young players, flexibility, depth. The roster would change. The window becomes shorter but more intense. This becomes an all-in move. No safety net, no slow rebuild. But let's be honest, Golden State was never built to play it safe. This franchise became legendary by betting on shooting when nobody believed, by letting Steph become Steph, by building something different, by trusting skill over tradition, by redefining what winning basketball looks like. And Ja Morant fits that spirit perfectly. He's chaos in sneakers, he's energy, he's pressure, he's fear. He's exactly the kind of player that forces the entire league to rewatch your games, not because they want to, but because they have to. Ja Morant on the Golden State Warriors wouldn't just be a roster move, it would be a warning. A warning that the dynasty is not done. A warning that Steph is not finished. A warning that Golden State still wants smoke with everybody. And the scariest part is, it might actually work better than anyone is ready to admit.